High-level diplomacy between the United States and Russia concluded without a breakthrough. After a lengthy meeting in Moscow, President Vladimir Putin met for nearly 5 hours with U.S. Special Envoys Steve Witkoff and advisor Jared Kushner, sent by President Donald Trump to discuss a potential peace plan for Ukraine. The Kremlin described the talks as useful, constructive, and informative, but stated no final agreement was reached. Russian officials, including Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova and aide Yuri Yushakov, emphasized the confidential nature of the discussion, stating they were focused on results rather than public appearance. The Russian sides received public documents from the U.S. delegation and indicated that some American proposals were considered worthy of further study, while others were rejected as unacceptable. Moscow specifically denied Western media reports that it had dismissed the U.S. suggestions outright, calling such accounts inaccurate. President Putin maintained a firm stance on Russia's core demands for any settlement. He indicated that a deal remains distant, with key U.S. proposals unacceptable to Moscow. The Russian positions continues to require Ukrainian territorial concessions and limits on Ukraine's military capabilities. In comments ahead of a visit to India, Putin argued that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had cornered himself by blocking elections and negotiations. He asserted that a shift in power in Kyiv was inevitable. The Kremlin also used the diplomatic moment to project strength, releasing footage of Putin in military fatigues and announcing battlefield advances, such as the capture of the village of Chervonoye in Zaporizhzhia just hours before the envoys arrived. European leaders reacted with concerns to the direct U.S.-Russia talks. A leaked transcript revealed French President Emmanuel Macron warning other European leaders that the United States might betray Ukraine by pressuring it into territorial concessions without firm security guarantees. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte stressed that Ukraine must enter any negotiations from a position of strength, assuring that Western weapons and economic sanctions would continue regardless of the diplomatic track. He scrambled, however, when questioned about the consequences if the U.S. under Trump decided to cease military support entirely. Minister from Latvia and Norway dismissed Putin's warning about a wider war with Europe as disinformation aimed at frightening the alliance. On the ground, the Russian military reported intense combat operations. The Defense Ministry claimed its force had inflicted heavy Ukrainian casualties across a broad front, from Sumy to the Black Sea, and reported destroying Western supply equipment like a German howitzer. These claims, which could not be independently verified, were part of a narrative underscoring Russian momentum as winter fighting intensified. Putin also issued one of his sharpest warnings to Europe yet, saying Russia is fully prepared for conflict if chosen by the continent, and vowed that the regions of Donbass and Novorossiya would be liberated by one means or another. Amid the Ukraine war diplomacy, a significant geopolitical deal emerged elsewhere. Leaked industrial documents indicated Russia is deep into production of dozens of Su-35 fighter jets for Iran, marking a major transfer of air power to the Middle East. This expansion of military cooperation between Moscow and Tehran signals a deepening strategic partnership as both nations face pressure from the West. The deal, reportedly involving up to 48 advanced aircraft, would dramatically modernize Iran's aging air force and alter the regional military balance. If you have made it this far, congratulations, you have unlocked the truth. I want to ask you a quick question though. Given that the high-level U.S.-Russia talks produced no agreement and Putin maintains his maximalist demands, do you believe a negotiated end to the Ukraine war is possible before 2026? Or is a prolonged frozen conflict the most likely outcome? And why? Join the debate. We want to hear your insightful opinion on where this is all heading in our community. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate your support. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Like the video, share this video with friends and family, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.